Jeremy Newman.
Members of the committee, my name is Jeremy Newman. I'm the policy director with the Texas Homeschool Coalition. All of the issues that came up in this bill are things that we have personally dealt with, and we have an attorney out of Houston who takes member cases for us because CPS cases are kind of an obvious intersection to parental rights issues, which are the issues that we traditionally deal in. And so all of these come out of experiences that we have had. And our general approach to this was we took all of this language and we went to practitioners around the state, we went to judges around the state, several prosecutors, a lot of advocates to vet all of those ideas to establish whether or not we're dealing in some type of exception that's going to cause a greater problem. And the conclusion we came to was that a lot of people have these problems. I mean, some of the problems crop up more in particular areas than in others, but the CPS legislation that the Senate has considered so far is really dealing with CPS from a structural perspective, but there are a lot of procedural issues that still remain a problem in the CPS system that haven't really been addressed yet by the Senate, and that's what we're hoping to do in this bill, because children and families are still significantly impacted by the way the procedures actually work. And as you heard from Cecilia's testimony in the particular case that she was talking about, that child would have been adopted, but for the way that the procedures work right now. And so I'll also just mention that the judges that we've talked to, especially as it relates to the deadline issue, have had one of two reactions. Either their court already follows the deadlines and they're dumbfounded by the idea that other courts do not, or they've had experiences where other courts don't follow the deadlines and they don't understand why. Because in their perspective, there's no whether the child is supposed to go back to the child's home or be placed with a new family, you have to do it quickly. Because if you don't do it quickly, the child is continually languishing in care. And the point was made earlier that this deadline already exists. We're simply saying you have to actually follow it. So, I have about a minute left, but I could go into a lot of details with the policy issues. I think that Cecilia is more adequately prepared to address all of those questions. I will say that we're working on a lot of this language in the House as well. It's gone through multiple renditions. We're happy to consider changes that the committee thinks are necessary. But overall, we think that this is a critical issue that has to be addressed for the sake of the parents and the child, because nobody benefits when you have procedures that prevent the family from coming to some type of quick and adequate resolution.
Very well. Any questions?
Not really a question. I just wanted to say thanks. I did have a question until you handed out your written testimony, and on the back page, you answered my question about what's prompted the Homeschool Coalition's interest in that. I wanted to know why, but that's a good answer, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Welcome. Any other questions of this panel? If not, thank you very much.